All right, welcome everyone. Just getting started here. Just waiting for the other Brandon to hop on so we can start answering any questions you guys might have. So we'll get started here in just a moment. All right. All right, so I guess while we're waiting, let's see if I can see the other Brandon coming in here. Nope. So we'll just get started and start answering questions that you guys might have for the time being. Looks like we have Jerry, Robert, Paul, Olga on here, and I'm just waiting for Brandon to come on. But Olga, you're here. How you doing today? Let me unmute you here, see if I can unmute.
Okay, I'm good. I'm actually very glad that you are holding this. Yes, can you hear me? Yes? Can you hear me?
All right, looks like Jerry's connecting the audio.
Okay.
Getting all the technical bugs worked out, guys, so thanks for your patience.
Okay, so I guess I'll start asking questions. Can you hear me? No.
Yes, I can hear you, Olga.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm very glad that you are holding this meeting because my first inclination was to cancel any cleaning service because I currently have an immunosuppressed family member living with us.
Okay.
So I'm interested.
Right, can you hear me now, Brandon? Let's see if everyone else.
No, Olga's talking. We're talking to Olga.
Oh, got it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm wondering what additional precautions can be taken in order to avoid any possible exposure? Because, 4 people coming into the house in the time of pandemics is not safe in general. So what are you doing? What type of precautions are you taking?
Yeah, so we're taking several precautions. Every day when the teams come in, normally they would all come in as a group and clock in at 8 o'clock, everybody at the same time. So what we're having them do now is everyone stays in their cars and we bring them in one team at a time so that we can keep them separate. When they come in, they wash their hands right away. We take their temperatures, we log those. So if anyone is running a fever, they're obviously sent home for the day. When they come out to the houses, they wash their hands right away. Everyone's wearing shoe covers. That's not normally part of the protocol. They're still wearing gloves. That's normal. And then the cleaner that we use is an EPA registered viricide. So it is registered to kill viruses. We haven't had enough time to test it. The company hasn't had enough time to test it against this specific coronavirus, but in general, it's a viricide. So that thing that we use is going to be used all over your house for sanitizing. And that's all we can do, really. We have tried desperately to get hand sanitizer to use that. It is sold out nationwide, just like everybody else. We're on back order to receive some automatic dispensers in the office. So like when you come in, you put your hand under it, it will dispense. So we're working on that, yeah.
So they don't wear masks when they come, right? Because there is no mask, I guess.
So no masks. Masks have been allocated for healthcare workers across the nation. So even if masks are available, they're not going to sell them to us. What we have done is we have contacted a seamstress, and we're going to have masks made that they wear out of fabric. So we're working on that as soon as we can.
Okay, that's a very good idea. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? If you can see yourself on the screen and there's a red microphone in the corner, it means you're muted and we can't hear you. So Robert, for instance, you're muted. Jerry, you're muted. So you can unmute yourself and then we can be able to hear you.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute him as well, but it's not letting me, so maybe they have to do it. Unmute audio. But yeah, if you guys can't do that, you can also chat. Click chat, and you can chat a question in that way. But yeah, we're here. So
Yeah. Well, otherwise we're here for whatever questions, and we'll be here until 12. Sorry it took so long to get going.
This is Jerry. Can you hear me?
Hi, Jerry. We can hear you.
Yeah, I really don't have any questions, Brandon. I just got off of a phone call with a friend of ours that we were checking on over in Germany. So I got back to the computer a little late. So I was just going to listen in. I thought maybe there were just some general questions.
Sure. Yeah. You're welcome to hang out. That's fine. We're just want to keep the lines of communication open so that everyone's on the same page about what we're doing. Right now, the governor hasn't, put all businesses down. Like Italy put, everything except for grocery stores and pharmacies to close. Other states have. So Nevada had kind of closed everything, but there was a list of essential businesses that was left open. And one of the businesses that was allowed to stay open was home maintenance, and that did include cleaning. The CDC does recommend sanitizing surfaces. You obviously can do that yourself. But sanitizers are kind of hard to come by at the moment, and we are bringing the virus side with us.
So did you, are there some other people on, and have you been answering some questions so far, or did you guys just start?
We just started. We just had one question from Olga. She was just kind of asking what we're doing in general, and that's what was laid out in a blog post on our website that anyone can feel free to visit. And then everyone else that's on here, so Carol, Robert, Paul, you're all muted. So if anyone wants to ask a question, you can unmute and talk to us, or you can type it into the chat. Either way is fine.
This is Carol. Can you hear me?
Hi, Carol. We can hear you.
Hi. I'm just here just to listen in to see if there's people have questions that I haven't thought about.
Sure. Yeah. So I think in general, we've kind of covered everything on the blog post. Maybe Brandon Shane can grab that and paste a link into the chat.
yeah, I'll paste it in here. But even if you just want to go over that, Brandon, that'd be good to just reiterate that because that's really what we're doing.
That would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, so I'll just go over that again. So this is what we talked to with Olga, but basically the precautions that we're taking are that the teams are not allowed to come into the building in the morning as a big group. They stay in their cars. We message them one team at a time. Your turn to come in. So they will come in, wash hands. We screen everybody for temperatures. We log all that on a temperature log. They'll wash their hands, they get their equipment, and then they go out for the day. When they arrive to the house, they put on disposable shoe covers, they put on gloves, they'll wash their hands right when they walk in. They'll do the normal cleaning. The cleaner that we've always used is an EPA registered virucide. So that's still the case. So we'll continue to use that on your surfaces. That sanitizes the house in general, all the high touch surfaces. When they leave, when they're done, they'll wash their hands again before they leave. They throw away the gloves and they throw away the shoe covers, which were only used in that one house. We are in the process of having some fabric masks made. So we've got a seamstress working on them. They'll tuck behind the ears. They're not N95 compliant because no one can get N95 masks, but it's better than anything. And then beyond that, it's just about sort of keeping the communication open and making sure that everyone's doing what we can. We're on back order for hand sanitizer. So as soon as we get that in, we'll let everybody know. And then the teams will be carrying that in their cars, and we'll have big dispensing stations in the office as well. So we're just waiting on that.
So Brandon, this is Jerry. There haven't been any problems, I gather, then so far with any of your, I don't know how many crews you have, but as far as there's been no one's gotten sick so far. You haven't had any instances of that?
No. So no one's sick, and in the event that someone does get sick and test positive, we'll just push pause on everything. I think that's the best case scenario for everybody. So for the time being, everyone is fine. Everyone feels fine, and we're logging temperatures. No one's been running a fever, and we're just going to try and keep going as long as we can.
Has there been, you may have covered this already too, are you dealing with a lot of cancellations, or is everybody hanging in there pretty good?
It's kind of a mix. So we've got a mix of people that are canceling, they're not canceling the service, they're skipping. So we'll try again
Yeah.
next week. So the ones that are skipping are typically parents that are kind of home with APS kids that can't go. So those are usually the ones that
Oh,
don't want us to come in. Because there's really nowhere for them to go. So either they have to hole up in one room while we clean the rest of the house, or they have to leave, but everything fun for kids to do is also closed. So,
Yeah.
so that's kind of that. But we've also had new customers that are coming on specifically because of this. So we've gotten a couple new customers in the last week that are unable to work from home and they want their house cleaned as well. So we're trying to strike a balance there between the skips and new customers. We have not had to do layoffs yet. It's definitely a bit of reduced hours, but we're trying to launch this campaign to make sure that everyone's comfortable and that we keep going.
okay, good.
Thanks for the questions, Jerry. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brandon.
Chuck and I are planning on continuing with you and not doing any skipping at this point. And so that's good to hear how things are going. So we're going to hang it. We just do once a month. So we're going to continue with that for now.
Sure. Okay, thanks. Paul, I think you had a question.
I did. I'm on just to listen, and I am listening and learning, by the way. But the question we had was the equipment that you're taking from household to household, is it the same for everybody on that day when the crews are out, or how do you manage that?
Yeah, so the equipment that moves from house to house is basically just the vacuums and the mop handles. So the microfiber rags and the mop pads are fresh for every house. They bring a big bag of, 60 some odd rags for all the houses they're going to do on any given day. So everything that's brought into the house, with the exception of the recurring sort of things, vacuums and the actual hardware, is fresh. So we're doing our best to sanitize that in between. So they'll spray the equipment down after they exit your house, wipe everything off to make sure that the equipment itself has been sanitized.
Great. That answers my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Robert, I see that you put something in the chat. You said, what's your team's stance if one of your clients would like to skip their monthly service for a single month? That's totally fine. You're absolutely welcome to do that. We'll check back with you, the next month on your normally recurring schedule. We have had a lot of people recently that have wanted to skip but continue paying. We're not asking that of anyone. That's just kind of a nice thing that some people are doing. So if you want to skip and have us bill you anyway, we can do that. And then once this kind of blows over, we'll just credit those back when we're back to sort of recurring service. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. My kind of definition of when this will be done is basically when the restaurants open back up, I think will be the sign that everyone can go back out and have fun again. I'm pretty confident that the school year for APS is already done. I don't think they're going to open back up before summer break.
Do you have any plans to let go of any staff? Or
not at the
that would be
moment.
my concern.
So not at the moment. What we're doing is rotating volunteer days off. So if the schedule got a little light because people skipped, we'll say, hey, if anyone wants to take tomorrow off, we need 3 people. And if no one volunteers, we're rotating and we're keeping track of that. So, right now everyone's still very close to full time. And if it gets worse, if we have to do layoffs, we have to do layoffs, but we'll cross that bridge when we're there. But for the time being, everything is still moving forward as planned.
This is Jerry again. Are we, like I have team 3 comes to our house and we'll be able to still have our same team, right? There's no shifting around of that.
No, so right now all the teams are still here. Everybody's still in the same place, no shifting around. The only thing that would alter that is if we do get to this stage of business levels where we have to do layoffs. And so I think what we'll do then is we could get to a couple situations where maybe we're laying off one person from a team so that 2 people from the same team can still go out and just take a little bit longer. And again, we really haven't thought that part out that much because we're not at the stage of needing to do that. But if we get
Okay.
we'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. I saw Grace just signed on, so if you have any questions, that's fine. There's a link in the chat right now to the sort of blog post we did yesterday that covers everything that we're doing. But yeah, anyone who has questions, feel free to do so. Just make sure your microphone is unmuted or you type it in the chat.
I was just going to jump in, Brandon. Like, I feel like the majority of the questions we're getting from people are, is it safe for you to enter our home, and is it sanitizing our home? And if you look at that blog, a lot of that is covered in the blog. But basically, it's a lot of the precautions that Brandon was going over that we're doing with gloves, with just the product itself is very highly, it's hydrogen peroxide based. We're also looking into other, possible options to pivot into, a more higher end equipment, things that we can be using just to help the whole community out. So we're looking into those options as well. But I want to just reiterate again, like the products we're using and everything we're doing right now is definitely combating the spread of it and helping in that way, and unless it gets to a complete shutdown or something where we can't even enter homes. So there's that too.
Yep, good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Thanks everyone for participating. I think technically speaking, we're on for a couple more minutes, but if anyone who hadn't gotten a question in there, Grace, I think you're the only one we haven't heard one. So if you're just hanging out to listen, that's fine. Otherwise, we're happy to talk whenever you want to talk.
Very informative. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. You've been a customer for a long time. I'm glad to see you in here.
Oh, yeah. You guys cleaned my house when it hadn't been cleaned for I don't know how many years. So.
Well, I'm glad you kept us around. We like having you around.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of here. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Carol. See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for doing this. Have a good day.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, thanks for joining
Paul.
in. We'll keep doing it. We're going to do it a couple more times for sure.
Okay, thank you.
This is Jerry. Claudia is still on board, right?
Of course,
Yep.
yeah. Claudia will be the last person out the door. And even if we get to the point where we have to shut every team down, we're still planning on keeping the admin staff in-house. We've got a bunch of house cleaning things we can do, like warehouse reorganization and things. So we're going to take advantage of that time if we get to that point. But yeah, Claudia's definitely still here.
Okay, good. She's a good one. She's always very good about staying in touch and answering questions and everything. I do it especially with email with her. So
yeah, Claudia's stellar. We couldn't do it without her. So feel free to pass that feedback along to her too. I'll tell her that you mentioned that. But Claudia's 1 in a million. So we're going to keep her as long as we can.
okay, excellent. Excellent to hear. Okay, I guess I'm signing off too.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jerry. We'll see you.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks for your time.
Okay, and I'll check out your blog.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, well, Robert's still here. I think we covered your stuff in the chat, but if you want to let us know anything else, feel free. Otherwise, Brandon and I will just virtually high-five each other and call it a day.
Yeah, I think we covered everything. But yeah, again, guys, just that blog post we just put up, sandiagreenclean.com/community health, kind of reiterates all the details we're going over. And then Brandon and I even recorded a video in the office just yesterday outlining all those specifics. So definitely check that out, Robert, and anyone else watching this recording. And did you have any other questions, Robert?
No, he's posted in the chat.
Perfect. Okay.
I think we're all set.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, again, thanks for your time. And again, we're just trying to be communicating as much as possible during this time and letting you guys know how we're caring for the Albuquerque community. So thanks again for your time, and we'll be checking in again soon. Please reach out to us on the website or however you want, call us, and we'll be doing what we can to help. So thank you, guys.
All right, thanks a lot.